Hey guys, welcome back. It's Nate the Robber here. This week we have a lot of important data coming out. We're going to be talking about the Fed and the stock market, bonds, stocks. So check this out. On Wednesday, everyone needs to know about this. We get the FOMC meeting. We get to see if the Feds are going to go with the 25 or a 50 basis point cut. What are they talking about with inflation and jobs? Because we actually just had this jobs report come out, which was super good. It was super good for the economy, even though they were kind of skewed a little bit. They were kind of revised up with the seasonal adjustments. But anyway, point being, this led the market to now price in with a 97% chance that they're going to go with a 25 basis point cut instead of a 50 basis point cut. And whenever that news happened, when they priced that in after the jobs report, we saw REITs fall, the real estate stocks, and we saw even yields go up on TLT. So we saw after the Fed meeting, yields go up by 20 to 30 basis points after that. So that's what's kind of crazy. And then after on Thursday, and even probably more important data piece, we get the core CPI, the consumer price index. And then the day after, we get the PPI, which is the producer price index. What are the producers, the manufacturers seeing if there's any inflation? And let me know if you guys like this kind of stuff where I go over the economic data coming out. And let's also real quick show you this crazy jobs data really quick. So even if you remove 50% from this number right here, we still had 125K added jobs, which was really good no matter how you look at it, which is great news. And because of this, this article says that the Fed has opted for a smaller 25 basis point cut move in September, and we can actually see the Fed Watch tool, the actual odds of this. And check this out. The CME data shows a 97% chance or odds of a 25 basis point cut instead of a 50-50, or instead of a 50 basis point cut, which was a 50% chance a week ago. Sorry, I worded that a little weird. But let's actually see how stocks are moving. All right, so here we are in my Robinhood account. I'm not even worried about what happens with my stocks today and tomorrow, because I know on Wednesday and Thursday when the CPI numbers come out and the FOMC meeting, there's going to be a lot of volatility. That's when we're going to see stocks move either a bunch up or down a bunch. So don't worry really about today and tomorrow. Our portfolio is actually doing amazing. We're up 15% nearly the past month. We're at an all-time high. And that's mainly because just our high quality portfolio. And it's not just this. Actually, our largest holding is somehow green today. So we're up today 0.05%. I'm pretty sure like the QQQ and SPY are both down nearly 0.5%, 0.4%, nothing crazy. But if we actually head over here to my Moomoo account, y'all aren't going to believe this. And actually, I don't believe this. So our largest holding, Powell Industries, literally just keeps hitting new all-time highs. It literally just does not go down. I don't know what caused this. There's no news. There was no insanely good earnings. Only thing is probably the cheap valuation. Right now they're trading at a PE trailing 12 months of a 23 forward PE, even at all-time highs. So maybe that seems reasonable. But let's actually see how the REITs are doing, because that's what's really sensitive to the rate cuts. We actually saw, look at realty income is down 2% the past week. This was when the news happened. It went from 62, boom, and then it kind of recovered, and here we are today, kind of just sitting flat. And really, if y'all don't know, REITs mainly follow. They don't follow it exactly. They usually rhyme together. But REITs follow whatever TLT does, the US 20-year Treasury bond. I like this ETF. You can actually get exposure to this ETF through TLT or TLTW, which sells covered calls on this, which is kind of a unique ETF. You do got to be aware it is down 34% in the past 5 years, but they do have a pretty high dividend yield. But they're both run by BlackRock. So BlackRock does own TLT and BlackRock runs TLTW, which is kind of cool. But anyway, if you want to purely bet that rates are going to go down, the interest rates are going to go down quick, you could buy ticker symbol TMF, which is a 3x of TLT. So this is another pretty cool ETF. It is leveraged, be very careful. But this is a pure way to bet on interest rates going back down. And if we look at my watch list right now of what's going up, what's going down, dang, Cracker Barrel's down 7%. But real quick, I'll talk about ACIC. So this stock right here, American Coastal Insurance, they own a lot of insurance down in the Florida area. And, we just had the hurricane come in. They're expecting another hurricane to come in, which is so sad. I hope everyone's safe down there. But that stock is down 14% kind of on that news. And let's actually see what's up today. Super Microcomputers up 14%. Hims and Her stock is up 10%. We were just talking about that on one of our last videos. And I actually want to buy the dip on them. So despite the market being down 0.4%, we actually see NVIDIA up 4%. So that's some really good news, at least for, the semiconductor industry. And if we go and look at what the mega caps are doing, like I said, it's really only NVIDIA that's up, because look, Microsoft is basically right now at a new intraday low. Same with Meta and Google, Apple, they're down 1.4%. Dang, Google's down 1.4% right now. That's not great, but remember, I'm not too worried about what happens today and tomorrow. Amazon's down 2.8%, but here's another one. Disney is down 2.71%, and I actually kind of took advantage of that here in my Moomoo account. I decided to pick up one more share of Disney on the dip because I've been slowly building this position up in here. And as y'all know, once I buy a stock in this Moomoo account, I will never sell it for the rest of my life. So I'm never allowed to sell it. And so that's how that portfolio is doing. Where total position profit and losses were up $1,200, and we can mainly thank Powell Industries for that. We're over $2,000 in the green. Most people would, probably have taken profits already on that stock. Like if we can just look at how the stocks perform, most likely people would have taken profits. But since I can never sell it, it's just one of the things I do on my channel. I'll never sell it, and we get to see how much more it'll crank up. We also, Disney, we're only up 1.3% on them, but I expect them to do better over time. They're also expected to maybe get hit by this next hurricane. I'm not sure what it's called, but of course, it's supposed to hit all of Florida, and that includes Disneyland, which is very unfortunate. But I do remember, I think, them saying that they plan to keep their parks open the entire time. I'm not sure if that's subject to change, but that's that. And in some other news, we have Apple coming after Patreon. So check this out. Apple decided to slap a 30% fee on all purchases you make through Patreon. Patreon doesn't get the 30% fee, nor does the creators. This is purely from Apple. And this is crazy because Patreon does all their own payment processing through their own website. And I went and clicked on this article here. So here's how Patreon's decided to do this. You could either increase how much you pay by 30%, or, basically give 30% less to the creator. You pay the same amount, but just 30% of that straight goes to Apple. So that's what's crazy. Apple is really coming for everyone who's on the App Store. So that's something you need to be aware of. If you don't know, Patreon's kind of like a donation service, and a lot of times charity. You do charity donations through there, and now Apple wants 30% of it, which is a little. Let me know what your thoughts on that are in the comments. But yeah, that's all for this one. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and if you want to help out the channel, I don't have a Patreon, but you can join and become a YouTube member. It'd really help me out a lot. Or you can just hit the like button and subscribe. It means just as much to me. And I hope you liked the new format. I kind of went over a lot of data points, what the Fed's going to do this week, and I went over a story kind of about Apple coming after Patreon. But anyway, don't forget to drop a like on the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.